Hey there, and welcome to Life Without Sight by Nyange Mwasia, the Blessed Blind. In our today's episode, we explore: has the church failed in integrating persons with disabilities in its mainstream activities? To help us answer that is our very own Kenya Society for the Blind Executive Director, while speaking at the World Council of Churches in Germany. This was held on Monday, the 6th of September, 2022. With applause, help me bring on stage Samson Waweru. Welcome to Gyangu.
Now, Samson, as a young adult in the field of digital technology for the blind and an EDAN representative, how has the church failed to integrate persons with disabilities in the mainstream of their work and witness?
Thank you very much. Perhaps ours is more of a historical context where persons with disabilities have received all manner of treatments, have received all manner of ways through which people want to look at us and deal with us. And therefore, this comes with a lot of burden because, like in our African tradition, when you are born with a disability, there are communities who decided the best way was to terminate your life at birth. In some other instances, and a good example is the story of the healing of a blind man, where the disciples of Jesus thought that maybe the blind person didn't see since birth, since they sinned against God, and yet they had not started existing, or their parents sinned against God, which is not true. Perhaps more shocking is my observation yesterday of our Bible studies, which we saw different perspectives of how people perceived this message, which was simple, but we interpreted it in a simple context, in a literal sense, which depicts sort of discriminatory ideas on how we should treat persons who are blind. And we continue to wrestle with many ideas of how best we can make the lives of persons with disabilities comfortable. Perhaps we should look at the models of disabilities that have been there and try to address our issues. Medical intervention, which showed that probably there are disabilities that cannot be reversed. Then we came to the social approach, which showed that persons with disabilities have similar brains to every other person, and when given the right opportunity in education, in professions, and even in family, they can do well and succeed. And now in the human rights model, where you are looking at issues of persons with disabilities in the sense of the creation, because when God created the universe, he also invited us to be co-creators with him. And in the Orthodox belief, we believe the spirit of Ruach, which invites us to move the world from a more chaotic sense to a more orderly sense. And this is the perspective of persons with disabilities, where we continue to advocate for assistive technology and for the universal design, where we all think and create everything around us, thinking of the needs of persons with disabilities. Simple technologies like phone can make us communicate, can make us participate, even in liturgical services. When we translate our documents into accessible formats for persons with disabilities, we make them perceivable so that if they lack one sense, they are able to access these scriptures in another sense. Perhaps you didn't know over 350 million people cannot read the Bible in their own language. The blind persons have a language called Braille. The deaf persons have a language called sign language. And yet we cannot even translate the Bible to reach people from all walks of life, including Africa, Asia, and Latin America, where they don't have the same opportunities as those of us in the developed countries. And so we should be more understandable to the needs of persons with disabilities by ensuring that we can adapt our services, our churches, we can adapt our hearts, because disability is a result of our attitudes towards the persons with disabilities. Yet the biggest cause of disability is the society. The person with disability did not choose to have that disability, but we choose to treat them in a neglecting and discriminative way. And so we call on all Christians to be robust so that persons with disabilities can operate effectively in this environment by making it reasonably accommodating to them. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you,
Wow.
Samson.
29 item. Search field.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That has been awesome. It has been an awesome representation. And to remind all of you, Samson Waweru is totally blind. This is awesome. To get more of this, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your beloved friends. Okay?